Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, geeks and nerds and ambassadors everywhere, and welcome back once again to the Ambassadorial Wing. And as we continue on with this week's Ambassador's Birthday Bash tonight, we come to something a little bit lighter than what I discussed this afternoon with Kevin Smith's Dogma. Tonight, we are talking about the absurd, the obscene, the silly, the goofy, the ridiculous, the awesome, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And to everybody watching out there in internet land, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, welcome, welcome, one and all, and hope you all enjoy the stream. And to the chat, to fellow ambassadors, to two wise asses, but I love them, Ace Mowick and DJ Odyssey. Gentlemen, good evening, and Ace, I rarely swear, but I will do this here because I love you all, because you all are my friends, and because it's my birthday, and because I am accurate when I do my quotes. Motherfuck, motherfuck, noise, noise, noise. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Noise, noise, noise. Smoke a weed, smoke a whiz, doing coke, drinking biz, biz. Rolling blunts, smoking blunts. Who rolls the blunts? We smoke the blunts. Rolling blunts and smoking. Hey, what can I do for you? I'll need a. Can I get a nickel bag? $15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If that money don't show me, you'll owe me. Oh. Okay, I think I just got kicked off the internet. Yes, we are covering Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, a somewhat prophetic movie in one particular instance in terms of how accurate Ben Affleck, aka Holden McNeil, was about his description of the internet and what exactly the internet is used for, and also a little bit prophetic about how people freak out about movies nowadays. You can truly say that Kevin Smith was somewhat prophetic with this movie. And of course, to quote the movie itself, I mean, that can be the worst idea ever. I mean, a Jay and Silent Bob movie? Who would watch that? Well, I did. This was actually my first experience watching a Kevin Smith, Jay and Silent Bob movie on the big screen in a theater. Shut up, Deej. Or don't shut up, Deej, and get your ass in here. The link's in the chat. Ace, that goes for you too. And for anybody else that's watching on YouTube. And Deej, learn how to type. Ace, indeed. Respect that one, my dude, my jungle love. Oh, wee, oh, wee, oh. I think I want to know ya. Yeah, what? Really? Well, that's interesting, Ace. I had seen the others. That was why I was like, okay, I've got to see this one, because this one's got to be as good. And yes, it was. Well, look at this morose mother effer here. I'm be quoting this movie a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my sidekick. You know him, you love him. Silent Deej. Hello, Deej. Nice shirt. Deej, you can actually speak. Yes, you can. You can speak. Guess what? I can actually, you know what? I can. Oh, I'm going to be so mean. Now will you speak? Okay. You're bringing this on yourself. You're bringing this on yourself. Um, Dage, Glenlivet, 12 years old. I beat you. Lightweight. Now, will you freaking speak? Fine, then I'm gonna kick you out. If you're not gonna speak. Deej, quit being a butthead and just speak. Flatulent butthead. Oh, good grief. Well, anyway, hopefully Deej will come back in here. Yeah, of course. Hello, Deej.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
I'm getting loaded. How about you?
I'm just here getting name changes, apparently.
Well, until you freaking speak, yeah. I was gonna see if I could provoke you enough to where you actually spoke.
He didn't provoke me during the whole thing. I was trying to go with the whole movie persona and be Silent Deej.
Yes, but you're not silent. Because you're a DJ. DJs are not silent by nature. Excuse me.
Unless we're doing the sound of silence.
Yeah, but we're not doing the sound of silence here. So, Deej, how are you this evening, my friend?
I'm enjoying the night.
Good. Well, I just got started. So, your thoughts? Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. What do you think of it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's somewhere in the middle, or what?
Actually, I do love this one, and I love the ending the most. Little Jungle Love.
Oh, yeah. If I wouldn't get a copyright strike or claim, I would definitely play that clip. But I would definitely get a claim.
Yeah, you would.
But it would almost be worth it. It would be so worth it.
No, you get nailed with at least a claim.
Yeah, I'd probably get at least with a claim, and I can always remove it once the stream is over.
True.
Yeah. Honestly, like I said before you came in, and like Ace said, this is my first film that I saw, first Kevin Smith film that I saw in theaters. All the others I had seen on like not DVD but VHS. I was like,
I was here. I was listening.
Oh, I know.
I even dressed up for you tonight.
And I appreciate that. Thank you, Deej. And hey, ladies and gentlemen, give a very warm welcome. You know him. You love him. He's the master of all things Star Wars. Well, next to me. Mr. Ace Moick. Ace, my friend. Welcome, welcome.
What up, mother truckers?
Indeed. Indeed.
How's everybody doing today?
I can go back to being Silent Deej now?
No, you still have to speak.
This is one of the few times I've actually been available to join the stream, well, within recent months and so on and so forth, blah, 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 beautiful plumage.
Yeah, Ace, good to have you on board, my friend. Good to see you.
Good to be here, man. Good to be here. Drinking some whiskey. I saw he's drinking Fireball.
I'm drinking scotch.
Oh, okay. What scotch you drinking?
Glenlivet, 12 years old.
Nice.
Yes, I paid a nice penny for it, but it was worth it. So, and I do want to say hello to the chat real quick. Superior Collectibles, Cody. It has been more than a minute. Where the F you been? I'm kidding. Good to see you. I appreciate you stopping by. And Fook Norris. Fook, here's to you, my friend. Cheers.
Yes.
I might be getting a refill tonight. I'm talking Jay and Silent Bob. I'm getting wasted. Hey, I got 2 more days of vacation. This is one of them. I got tomorrow, and then I'm back to work. So I'm getting loaded at least one night this week.
And you better make it tonight so you have tomorrow to recover.
And only lightweights have a hangover. I haven't had a hangover in years. I'm like Ron Swanson. Only I don't have the hair and I don't have the beard, but I do have the drinking constitution. And Ace, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to do a screenshot on my phone so I can promote this on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, what'd you think I was doing?
I don't know.
What, do you think I was just getting ready to do nude photos or something? No. Wait till we're in the private chat for that.
No, thank goodness you weren't here the other night.
Oh, I was at the pool. My shirt was off. My pants were on.
No, I'm talking about Deej. He was on.
Oh, his pants came off?
No, his shirt was off, though. Freaking weirdo.
I didn't have any pants on either.
I need another belt. Thanks a lot, Deej.
Yeah.
I had shorts on, but not pants.
I'm not wearing pants right now.
See?
Just boxers.
Okay, let's quit talking about whether or not everybody's wearing pants. Let's talk about the damn movie. Did you know I can remove you, or I can at least shut off your camera?
Yeah, but what good's that? You've already forced me to talk. Usually people would be happy if I was silent.
Oh, you poor baby. You have to speak. Isn't that a shame?
Woof, woof.
Okay. All right, enough shenanigans. There'll be plenty of time for that later. Let's get into the movie.
Oh, come on. You got shenanigans with Jay and Silent Bob, man.
Yes, I know, because the movie is all shenanigans. And the premise is so stupid. The premise is so stupid. What, they're making
a Jay and Silent Bob movie? Who'd want to see that?
Do that. Kevin Smith in that scene. So, this movie, like I said before you two got here, it was actually somewhat prophetic because Ben Affleck as Holden McNeil, he's like, the internet is a tool that people use to watch porn and exchange movie information about sad, pathetic little losers who exchange scripts back and forth and continue to talk about actors and directors that they hate, yet can't seem to stop talking about.
Describes my high school years with Michael Bay.
I mean it. Kevin Smith was prophetic about the internet.
Prophetic? The internet was already around, man.
Well, but I mean about how much it's changed and evolved and what it's used for. Because let's be candid here. People do use it to watch pornography, and people do use it to talk and bitch and complain about actors and directors and movies that they say they hate, yet can't seem to stop talking about.
Yeah, but they were watching pornography on the internet day two.
Well, people do that still nowadays, except they call it OnlyFans instead.
Yeah.
Let's not disguise the fact. It's porn.
Yeah, it is. Oh, my OnlyFans is art. Bullshit. Your OnlyFans is to show off you shaking your naked ass.
Yeah, what's that hoe's name? Amaranth.
Hey now, when she puts the horse head on, it's kind of cool.
That's to appeal to the furry freaks.
All right. Let's just go down the list here of all the freaking cameos in this freaking movie. Of course, we have George Carlin. Of course.
Oh, that was the first time I saw George Carlin as well. Period.
It's the new millennium. There's no more lines. Well, there's a line right here, and on this side of it, we ain't gay. Don't be so suburban. It's a new millennium. Gay,
straight, it's all the same.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Nowadays it is. If you ask the alphabet people. Oh, sorry, I got political.
Oh, I don't care. You can mock them all you want. I don't give a rat's ass.
I know, but some people in the chat might have their period about it, or
Well,
who am I kidding? I'm not.
No,
now I can tell
I
you,
don't.
Superior Hair Collectibles ain't gonna care because he's got a son who's a wrestler, and Fook Norris definitely ain't gonna give a rat's ass. And anybody else that's watching on Twitter or Facebook, well, if they have a problem, they can tune out. But this movie, okay, cameos. This to me is like the official reunion of Luke and Leia. Last Jedi does not count.
Yeah, it's the better reunion.
This movie was the reunion of Luke and Leia. Even though they didn't appear on screen in the same scene, they were in two separate scenes. But this movie had Carrie Fisher as a nun, and Mark Hamill as a Jay and Silent Bob villain called Knocker with a giant foam fist.
If I ever have the opportunity, I don't care if it's at a Star Wars celebration, in front of a giant crowd, speaking to a microphone, or just at a local con or whatever. If I doubt Mark Hamill will come to my local cons, but I would ask him, like you said in a behind the scenes documentary, I think, for The Force Awakens, that as an actor you try to think of the backstory to sort of give some context to yourself so you act in an appropriate way for every type of character. So that being said, that got me thinking about something. I just want to ask you, based on that, with you trying to think of your own backstory for your characters, why do they call you Cockknocker?
Well, that's a real funny. That's a really funny question. It's a funny story. I'll tell you about it right now. And then, bam! Avenge me! Hit and the bong saber and the double bong saber.
That entire sequence with the bong sabers, that was better than the entire sequel trilogy. That was a better Star Wars movie than that.
Not to mention the fight choreography was better.
Yeah.
The fight choreography was a million times better.
Yeah, it made House Party look like House Party 2.
Or House Party 3.
Shut the F up! I'm not going to use that actual word. I'll say Cockknocker, I won't say the other word.
Yeah, because the other word would get you in a lot of trouble.
Yes, thanks to the almighty YouTube algorithm. Well, forgive me, we aren't worthy.
Well, I referenced that line in. Well, okay, I quoted that line this afternoon when I was reviewing Dogma, and when when Rufus says to Bethany, "Christ, you knew Christ? Know him? That guy owes me $12." Except I couldn't say the word in place of guy. I wish I could, but I can't because I get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, not to shift gears off topic from the movie, but I find it funny how some people get so overtly sensitive about certain subjects. Now that I can understand. Anyone who's not black using that word, I can understand being offended about. Yeah. But for example, this last week, I was DMing someone that used to be a close friend of mine, and I'm autistic. I just said here's this link to this channel. You might find it helpful if you come across any autistic people that might find helpful. She corrected me. It was like person with autism. I think, what? I'm autistic. I can say it. And I thought, you think you're just so high and mighty because you were educated in psychology and college means that you have the right to defend me when I didn't ask you to defend it, and you're not autistic, so don't pander, don't patronize. Twat. I'm thinking the other word. It rhymes with bunt.
Yeah, I know the word you're thinking of.
Yeah. Back to the movie.
Hunt. Michael
Yes, Hunt. Michael Hunt. Excuse me, is Michael Hunt there? Oh, God, we're talking to Hunger Force. Back to the movie!
Yes, back to the movie. Of course, as I mentioned, you've got also a cameo by Chris Rock. You have a cameo by Wes Craven. You have a cameo by Shannon Doherty. You have
Jon Stewart.
You have a cameo by Jon Stewart. You have an extended cameo by Will Ferrell. As I said in the description, cameos, cameos, cameos.
The Will Ferrell one was funny just because of his name.
Marshall, Will, and Holly.
And you also got a cameo from the world's greatest band, handed down from God herself, the Mother Effing Time.
Hey Ace, the motherfucking time.
I know, I can't say it though.
In this context, yes, you can. You can say mother effing time or motherfucking time.
But you know what I mean. The time.
The time. Don't you dare say I'm not worried about the time. Me and Silent Bob our whole lives up to Morris Day and Jerome. I'm a smooth pimp who loves the pussy. And Tubby here's my black man servant. What? I've seen this movie way too many times, and D just going, "Why the hell am I here?"
Same.
I really don't need to add anything because you're just saying it all anyway. So
Deej looks like Philip Seymour Hoffman if he lived.
That's it.
I mean that as a compliment. I just thought the dude went down for no good reason. Good actor, man.
Okay. Yes, Philip Seymour Hoffman is a great actor. Great actor. Got his start in a very cheesy 90s disaster movie, Twister. Okay, and can we say...
That's my favorite Helen Hunt movie.
Yes, it is. Also Bill Paxton. May he rest in peace. And can we just say, and yes, I said this is a happily married man, but I can... There are some very, very beautiful young women in this movie.
The Clint.
I mean, you got Elijah Dushku, you've got Ellie Lauder, you've got, of course, Miss American Pie herself, Shannon Elizabeth, Nadia. You've got.
Well, I like the Fourth Doctor avatar.
Oh, that's my doctor.
I'm more of a John Pertwee guy myself, but I like Tom Baker.
Oh, Tom Baker's doctor was why I'm a Doctor Who fan today. Deej, you can stop switching your avatar. You can stop switching your avatar.
We get the point, but we were saying about the beautiful women in the movie, and one of the chicks, the dark-haired pigtail chick that was part of the crew of the thieves. The one that was
that is the future Mrs. Kevin Smith.
Future, she was his wife this time. She was knocked up beforehand, and during the making of Dogma, and they got married afterwards.
Were they really?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that. I guess I forgot that.
Yeah.
Oh, but okay. We've gone over the cast a little bit. Let's talk about the premise of this movie. A Jay and Silent Bob movie is being made. Jay and Silent Bob get pissed off because a bunch of nobodies on the internet got pissed off because Jay and Silent Bob got pissed off because a bunch of nobodies on the internet were chewing out their characters. So they're like, well, screw this. We're going to go to Hollywood and tell them to stop the movie. And Holden's like, yeah, and forego the hundreds of thousands or possibly millions of dollars that you would make.
What are you effing retarded?
Are you effing stupid? Are you effing stupid? Eliza does it for me since The New Guy. I never saw her in The New Guy, Fook. The first movie I ever saw Elijah Dushku in, she was rather underage. She was in True Lies. She played the daughter.
First one I remember seeing her in was This Is Because I Have an Older Sister, was that Bring It On movie, the cheerleader movie from the late 90s with Kirsten Dunst.
No, I don't, because I don't watch stupid movies, except for this
one. Oh, that's right. Teen flick, 90s teen flick, that's all I'll say.
Okay, I don't watch teen flicks.
Well, would it hurt you to watch ones that are based on Shakespeare's, like 10 Things I Hate About You? Because that at least has Heath Ledger in it.
I actually like that movie.
There we go. Good answer, man.
I actually like that movie. Well, not just that, because it also has Allison Janney as a perverted principal who's trying to be a
school counselor.
Is a school counselor. She displays many bikinis in New Guy. I wouldn't know, Fook. I've never seen it.
Well, it's a delightful scene. And like what is that comedian's name? The one, what is his name? The Eddie Griffin, I think that's his name. like you said, he says at the end of that scene, "Sorry, I've been in prison a long time." I won't give any more context to that because that should be enough to go, what the F, and check it out.
Yeah, that's more than enough. But yeah, you've got Jay and Silent Bob going across country to Hollywood from New Jersey. Okay, all right. And here's another funny scene when they meet the Scooby crew. And you've got Mark Malukas as the stand-in for Fred. And here's a fun fact for those of you who may not know this: the one and only Miss Linda Cardellini, who played Velma in the Scooby-Doo movies, and who is also Clint Barton, Hawkeye's wife in the MCU, made an appearance as the stand-in Velma in this movie.
That was her?
I'm pretty sure it was her.
I was reading something that was Jane Sylvia. That was the Velma.
Maybe it was. Okay, maybe I was wrong.
I thought that chick that played Daphne in the movie, even though it's basically for like less than a minute, I thought she was hot.
Yeah, she was.
Granted, not as hot as Sarah
Sarah. It is Sarah.
Yeah, thank you. I was drawing a blank there for a second. She was a fox as Daphne.
A fox? She was a goddess.
Never call a chick a goddess necessarily.
Well, Sarah Michelle Gellar is like my celebrity crush.
Yeah. I reserve goddess for just a select few females, not Michelle Gellar, a babe, but not a goddess babe, at least in my snarky book.
Okay, well, that's your snarky book. You're entitled to it. I have an idea.
Entitled to it, I wrote it.
Exactly. I have an idea. Why don't we cut out their kidneys and sell them on the black market and leave them in a seedy hotel room bathtub full of ice?
Ah!
Dude, where the heck are we? We need to get some mother-freaking breakfast.
Okay. The tub full of ice describes my after prom.
I don't want to know, Ace.
I'm making that up. I didn't go to mine.
I don't want to know.
I was a social reject in school. You think I went to prom? Hell no.
You could have. I mean,
I didn't.
I went to his prom with his cousin.
Better his cousin than his mother.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
Aren't we all? You brought me out here.
Yeah, Ace D just looking at me. He looks mad.
I'm sorry, Teach. I don't know nothing about you, dude. I roast everybody almost. You should have seen how I roasted my buddy Elijah's ex-wife. She was his wife at the time, though.
Besides, it was only a second cousin, so it was perfectly legal.
Okay, so he didn't go full Jerry Lee Lewis.
No. But then again, if I had one that looked like Winona Ryder, well, I might go full Jerry Lee Lewis.
Wasn't she jailbait in that movie?
I have no idea, and I don't want to know. Can we please talk about Jay and Silent Bob Strike?
You started this. You started this.
Yes, I know I did.
Take your punishment.
What punishment? What the hell did
I'm drinking too much.
Just wait till tomorrow when he does the donkey show.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Oh, dear Lord. What did I think when I said, okay, I'm going to do these movies and I invite D. John?
What were you thinking when he told me to come up tonight?
I didn't tell you necessarily to come up. I just told you to.
You said, get your butt up here.
Well,
I
hey,
was
you were
going to be
invited at least. He was dumb enough to allow me to join.
I was going to
He's-
be perfectly fine to stay down in the crowd and just do random funny things down there. You brought this all on yourself.
Anyway, it has been said that Jason Mewes' acting abilities elevated quite considerably in Dogma, and let's just be candid. Jason Mewes carries this movie because if he sinks, the whole movie sinks. And
Pretty much.
his performance as Jay, well, let's be honest, he was suave. He was Don Juan Delanucci. And in the end, he got the girl. Okay, and
Yeah.
can we? Oh my gosh, this movie reintroduced me to one of my all-time favorite songs by Bon Jovi, "Bad Medicine." Your love is like bad medicine. Bad medicine is what I need, and she's
Oh,
shake it up just like bad medicine. Dude, I think I just filled the cup.
Off topic, but I'm not sure if you mentioned this on the stream last night. I wasn't able to tune in, but
I wasn't on
apparently,
stream last night.
was it last night or the night before for the Dogma stream?
That was this afternoon.
Okay. I'm stupid.
I'm doing
apparently,
a double header tonight.
I see. Well, apparently Smith pulled Muse aside before they made the movie. He said, like, okay, Jason, I want you like really try to put in an effort and prepare for this movie because we're bringing in a real serious actor, referring to Alan Rickman. And then Muse, at some point later on, after he was told that, like went with Smith over one scene of the movie, and he pretty much had the whole script memorized. And so Smith said, "What the F did you become freaking Rain Man?" And he said, "Well, I don't want to piss that English guy off." I guess he kind of mistook what Smith said about like how serious of an actor Rickman was. But
Yeah, because it's Alan freaking Rickman. It's Hans freaking Gruber.
Yeah, man. And I know him mainly as mainly as the voice of God and the Sheriff of Nottingham.
And also the voice of Marvin, the depressed robot from the movie Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and also as Dr. Lazarus from Galaxy Quest.
Don't talk.
Oh, right. Yeah,
live.
Galaxy Quest, that's right.
I actually just watched Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy 2 nights ago.
Which one? The BBC or the movie?
The BBC. The BBC. I did the whole damn series in one night.
I have it on DVD. I love that. I love that movie. I love it just as much as I love Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. But of course, we finally meet Suzanne, the orangutan, which we see at the end in the credits of Mallrats. And of course, we get a reappearance by Mr. Brody Bruce, and we get a reappearance by Mr. Holden McNeil and Banky Edwards. Holden McNeil, one of the dumbest, most hard-headed, most stubbornest men in the history of mankind, who tried to have a three-way with his best friend and his girlfriend, who used to be a lesbian, and he did. Yeah, have you ever seen Chasing Amy Ace?
I have, and I was going to say, yeah, he was dumb enough to do that sober. You wait till you're drunk to say that.
Yeah, he had the glass. You had the bottle of champagne, the 3 glasses. I'm like, okay, get loaded, then try it. Don't do it while you're sober.
He wanted the champagne. He wanted it afterwards for a celebration if he performed it.
Let's be candid here.
It'd be more of a drink of shame. Like, what did I just do? I'm not supposed to be sober while I look my buddy in the eye nailing my girlfriend. Because believe me, if you're sober, you will not be able to look your buddy in the eye after that.
No, because
I don't speak from experience.
I don't either, because I could never do that.
I don't blame you. But anyway.
And of course, Banky shows up during the whole shooting, the scene for the whole fight scene, and the guy with the clicker is like, "You guys look pretty freaking badass."
Paul Dini.
Who?
You didn't know that guy who had the board that did the clicker you referred to it as? That's Paul Dini.
You're shitting me.
I shit you not.
That's Paul Dini?
Yeah, that was Paul Dini.
That's freaking Paul Dini, author of my 90s teenage childhood, Paul Dini?
Yep, Batman animated series, Paul Dini.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, before the beard.
Son of a bitch.
I think he was even in the credits.
I don't remember. He might have been. I'll have to go back and look. Son of a bitch, Paul Dini. Anyway,
how's the autistic guy notice this and you don't? Well, yeah, of course the autistic guy would notice this.
Yeah, you would, but then that's okay. Okay, and Deej, I'm going to... No, you're not silent, Deej. I'm going to let you talk about... I'm going to let you do the quote about the clit. So, Deej...
No.
Yes!
Clit!
Yes,
clit! Clit!
I'm not messing with the clit.
Do it!
He's not messing with the clit. Y'all want to run the clit the wrong way.
I'm not the clit commander. I'm being good.
You have the floor. I'll be quiet.
I'm not the clit commander, damn it. No.
Come on, do it, Deej.
No.
Do it.
No, I'm not doing the clit.
Do it.
Do it.
No, I'm not doing it. No.
Why?
I'm shy. I'm not drunk enough yet.
We won't tell you to take your pants off or your shirt.
But
maybe your panties. I don't know.
But we would like to hear your perspective on the clit, the female clit.
I like the female clit, even though it wasn't.
Come on, just
really...
do the damn quote.
Yeah. I don't remember the damn quote line.
Even for some, it's a mystical item, hard to find.
I can't remember the full thing, so no. Stop putting me on the subject.
No, fine, I'll do it.
You do it. You play with the clit. It's your birthday. Birthday boy gets the clit.
Yeah, the birthday boy get the clit. It's only fair.
We're just here for cleanup.
Yeah, we're here to support you, root you on, and maybe watch.
We're sloppy seconds here. You do the clit.
All right, fine.
Only you are worthy of the clit, man. We are not worthy of the clit.
We're sloppy seconds and ticklish thirds.
Ticklish thirds. I haven't even been drinking that much. That's so nervous. Maybe I have been drinking a little more than I thought.
Frothing force.
Go ahead.
I think we broke him.
No, I'm not broken. No. Okay, fine.
Yeah, you're not Philip Salmo.
Okay, fine. So, before you go, we're doing a documentary about about female sexuality. We'd like to hear your perspective on the clit. The female clit? Yeah. I am the clit commander.
Yes, you are.
I grab it and I rub my nose on it and I pinch it like, oh, you little fucker, you. Wait, and I go, what comes to the clit? That's what I do.
See, we knew you were the clit commander.
Shut up, Deej.
The one and only.
And of course, Holden being Holden, he's watching the whole broadcast and he's like, it's nights like this. I miss dating a lesbian.
Don't we all?
I wouldn't know. I never have. I've only dated straight women.
I'll take a word for it. I don't know your personal life, so I'll take your word for it. I'm not saying anything about myself.
Oh, what was I thinking reviewing this movie? I should have just skipped it.
Reviewing this movie, you allowed me in the stream.
Yeah,
that's true. But Ace, can you quit screaming at the top of your lungs, please?
I'm sorry, I forgot how close the mic is.
And here
it's a force of habit.
Changing my name again.
Keep in mind, I'm drinking. When I drink, I get loud.
We all are. I'm drinking.
You're not.
DJ, you're drinking. I'm drinking. You're drinking. DJ's drinking. Heck, even Man Ambassador is drinking.
But are you guys part Irish?
I might be.
I'm a quarter Irish.
Okay, then. It's strange that the Irish people drinking aren't getting loud.
And I'm a quarter German.
Well,
I got some German too.
Drink.
I don't know how much.
Definitely allowed to drink.
I'm a quarter Swedish.
I'm a Polak. I got quite the reason to drink and eat meat. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it's supposed to mean something apparently.
Okay then.
Yes.
Please. Alright, you're fine. I'm off camera. You're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'll turn my camera off.
What?
There's nothing. I don't have nothing pretty to look at. I don't have any tits.
Greetings, CGH.
You mean kind of like all the beautiful women in this movie?
If that helps
including Carrie Fisher. Hey, she was.
Oh yeah.
Or as Jay described her, no Harry Bush nuns, no dogs. We keep our eye on the prize and we let nothing, and I mean nothing, stop us.
Funny part is I can believe that about Carrie Fisher up until the day she died.
What about her? That she was beautiful? Or the other thing?
Yes.
You don't even have the guts to say it, Ace.
Both! Beautiful and Harry Bush nun.
But she was never a nun!
She was a nun at heart. I don't know.
She wasn't. You can't be a nun at heart.
She was sweeter than a nun? How about that?
Fair enough.
Alright, that's my get out of jail free card. I'm going to run with it.
And she was badass in the Blues Brothers movie.
Oh, yeah. Crazy, but badass.
Horrible shot. I think she had to have been part stormtrooper in that movie.
That might have been a warding shot. She wanted a monologue after all.
Yeah, but she couldn't hit anything all through the movie.
That's true.
Have you ever tried hitting anything with a flamethrower?
No, I can't say that I have. Although I'd love to. I'd love to try out a flamethrower someday. But I doubt it.
Well, fill a super soaker with gasoline and then create a fuse for the end. God, I miss those. God, I miss those days of YouTube.
Folks, if you were expecting a focused and analytical discussion of this movie, you came to the wrong stream. This is what you're getting.
Yeah, and
because Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is not the type of movie that you analyze. It's the type of movie that you just discuss in general.
Which makes this the perfect stream for it. This should have over 1 billion views at this time, man.
You got another greeting in the chat.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw CJ. So I saw CJ. I know he's here. Hi, CJ. Good to see you. That's his standard greeting. He says greetings to everybody.
Greetings, human.
I'm not human. I identify as a meat popsicle.
All right, meat popsicle.
No, tonight you identify as Click Commander.
Oh, that's right. You did unintentionally, mentally agree to it.
You openly said you were the Click Commander, so that's you tonight.
Deej,
We're just making them cringe.
And what was the first thing you said at the beginning of all this before you said ladies, ladies, ladies. So you were
No, he said
already
noise. I
because
think.
you were
No,
already
I
in.
said no. I sang the extremely profane but extremely hilarious song that Jay sings at the beginning of the movie.
No, first thing you typed in the chat tonight was ladies, ladies, ladies. Ambassador is in the house. So
Chat isn't the same thing as a verbal hello and whatnot.
And of course, when Jay and Silent Bob meet the rest of the crew, and he's like, "Hey, Jugs, what's up?" Oh my God, he just called Sissy Jugs.
wrong with that?
And
I
then,
do it at Walmart.
and then of course, Angel J and Devil J, well, Double Devil J, is they're like, "Dude, she took the bait. Go ahead and whip out your dick." And Angel J's like,
Trouser snake.
"Trouser snake." Ooh, what's trouser snake? Okay. And now that we're on the van scene with the girls, Sean William Scott as Brent. Can you say King of the Dorks?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Deej, you lost your crown. Hey, Mr. Science Guy, don't spray that aerosol in my eye, cause I don't want to die. I'm a noble rabbit. Who's laughing now, you dirty sheep fucker?
No, he said, "No, who's stupid, you dirty sheep effer!"
I have not lost my crown.
Well, that's just your crown of the stupids. Sean William Scott is rated as king of the geeks.
Did you break your crown like Jack did?
He's a dork. He's a spaz. He's not even worthy to be called a geek or a nerd. He's a spaz. So
is Ryan Johnson.
No, Ryan Johnson's just a massive asshole. He's a super massive asshole.
No, he's a fat asshole.
He is Ryan Johnson, this Lord of the Assholes, just like Ben Affleck is Moonraper.
Affleck, you the bomb in Phantoms, yo!
And you know what? I love that movie.
I've never seen it. I've wanted to see it since I heard that line. I was never able to find it anywhere. It was at my local video store when those were still a thing, or on any streaming platform I was subscribed to already.
You can probably get it off Amazon or eBay. But dude,
well, without purchasing a physical copy. That's my point.
Well, buy a physical copy, you spaz.
All right, I will.
Okay, good. And I want you to send me a picture of it on Instagram.
Of the DVD or anything I please?
Of the movie, you donkey raping crap eater.
Now we're getting to South Park territory. Oh, sorry. Terrence and Phillip asses of fire. Yeah, I know what you referred to, boy.
Well, I mean it, Cartman. Well, don't you do it. Well, call some bitches, big bad bitch is the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. She's stupid bitch.
This got so off the rails.
But it's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. The movie itself is off the rails.
True. There's no formula. There's no story. There's no 3-act structure.
No, it's just Jay and Silent Bob going cross country to get to Hollywood so they can stop a movie being made about two characters based on themselves and foregoing all the money that they would make from said movie. And of course, you also have an appearance by Judd Nelson as a sheriff, and he's like, "Screw this, let's go back to the jail and cornhole as a drunk."
Okay. If you were paying attention, though.
I don't think that was Judd Nelson acting.
Who was the X-File cameo?
I don't know.
Wasn't that the reporter chick?
No.
No idea.
Steve
Smoking
Kamiko?
Man. The Smoking Man.
Smoking Man wasn't in this.
Yes, he was.
In what scene?
William B. Davis was in it. It was an uncredited cameo, but he was doing the Smoking Man.
In what
Which
scene?
one's the smoking man?
The guy who smokes off the X-Files.
The old guy.
Oh, I've honestly never seen the X-Files. Don't at me.
That's okay. You're not missing much.
I'm trying to remember the exact scene, but he was in it.
I'll take your word for it. Okay, another great quote from this movie, and this time it's by Mr. Silent Bob. The sign on the back of the car says Critters of Hollywood. You dumb shit.
Other word, but yes.
Okay. You dumb fuck. This stream is sponsored by the word fuck. and drunk.
Oh, there's a warning.
Oh my god, this movie is killing me. Okay, guys, I'm going to be quiet for a minute. Really. Any of your thoughts, anything random, anything goofy, anything silly, I don't care, about Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Nothing random, so go.
Nothing random?
I can't do random.
Okay, how many people do you think were introduced to Morse Day and the Time because of this movie?
I was. A lot.
I was.
Yeah, I didn't hear about them until this movie. But my point is, how many people think became fans because of this movie? Like how, for example, Aretha Franklin's career was kind of revived by the Blues Brothers, and Cannibal Corpse got a whole new audience of fans thanks to Ace Ventura.
I would say quite a bit. I would say they had at least a moderate revival because of this movie, especially the ending scene. I got his bare skin. Y'all sing it to me. Oh, yo.
It was a great tune.
It was. It is such a great. Oh, another good cameo. Tracy Morgan.
Oh, yeah.
As the drugs.
The L.A. stoner, cocaine dealer. It's because if it wasn't for this movie, I would not use the word Hollyweird.
Hollyweird.
Because that is the best way to describe Hollyweird.
Fook Norris brings this point up.
I only have one thing to say.
Okay.
The party's across the street featuring the greatest band in the world! Morse Day to Time!
Accurate.
No Purple Rain guy for me. It's a surprisingly good movie. I have never seen Purple Rain, Fook.
It's on my watch list.
Deej, you're going to get me in trouble. And if I'm going to play it, I'm going to play the actual clip, not just the sound.
I had the damn clip up.
Well, then share the screen, you blockhead.
I wasn't sure if you were ready to play it.
Well, sure. Why not?
Hey.
Like I said, I can cut it out after the fact.
Can.
Huh?
Well,
yes, you can.
Technically speaking, it's a live version. You wouldn't necessarily get the video pulled. You just would get demonetized, but that's if you are monetized.
I'm not monetized. I probably never will be at this rate.
The
Me
most
either.
is they'll claim it thinking they're going to make some money off of it, which they won't.
Well, no, because I'll just remove it from the stream after we're done. I'll just
But
go into
it's not-
YouTube Studio and cut it out, and it'll just go on, or I'll just have the sound removed because I can do
It's
that.
There you
too.
go.
Here we go. I'll hit the clip.
Oh, the party's across the street featuring the greatest band in the world. More Day to Time.
Written and directed by Kevin Smith.
I've been watching you. Think I wanna know you. I said, I drive a dangerous. Girl, I'd love to show you my jungle love. Oh, George, my dude.
You got a pretty car. I think I'm gonna drive it. I ain't playing, baby. I said, I drive a little dangerous. I'll take you to the crib, reveal. Jungle love. Oh, yeah. I think I wanna know you. Oh, jungle love. Yeah. Girl, I
Brian
love
Chris
to show
O'Halloran.
you. Oh, wait a minute. Jerome, Morris. I think we need to fuck 'em
It's
up
like, let me
again.
out of here.
We'll turn that shit around. Yes. Good call.
I even tried to pattern my dancing after that.
If you're a white boy, you can't do it.
I almost got it.
And I'll be like, what? You don't know fucking Jay and Silent Bob, the fucking Mac Daddies of fucking Jersey? And she'll be like, oh, I read on the internet these guys are a couple little fuckholes.
You can take it out now, Teach, because I don't want to play anymore because I'm probably already in trouble, but you know what? It's okay because it was worth it for just that bit.
Trouble on YouTube. You know what? Upset the established order.
Oh well, who cares? Cheers, gentlemen, to chaos.
To chaos. And I need a refill. I'll be right back.
I may get one myself here in a minute. Woo. But this movie, I think, has two of the best songs ever. I mean, Jungle Love and Bad Medicine by Bon Jovi. I mean, that whole scene where Jay is fantasizing about making out with Justice. And then, of course, when the van blows up and he thinks that he's like, Justice! And the choir goes, Justice is dead. Or so Jay thinks. So, Deej, any comments, any thoughts on Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
Well, I think they should have stopped there.
Well, I've heard Clerks 2 I thought was actually really good, and for a lot of people have been saying Clerks 3 is actually surprisingly good.
Wait till you hit Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
I've heard that one was kind of
Yeah, it was in.
Well, originally this was going to be the last movie. They were not going to do any more.
Yeah, but then money talked, and we got a few more.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. This is one of those really weird, it's a bad movie, it's a cheesy movie. It's what one of my good friends I've met on here would say. It's a very schlocky movie. And yeah, it is. It is very, very schlocky, but you know what? That's where the charm in it lies, is the fact that it is a schlocky and it is a stupid.
But I will disagree with you on Bon Jovi's "Bad Medicine" being one of the best ones. I think.
I thought it was a good song.
Love the Sail is better.
Fair enough.
All right, boys, I'm back.
Okay.
What's everyone drinking, or what you smoking?
I'm not
In
smoking
Deej's
anything.
case. Well, I saw Deej smoking something.
I'm just having a regular cigarette yet. I haven't cranked out the pain relief because that's only for pain relief.
Yeah, Fook, you're a little bit right, but you know what? I think, you know what? Kevin Smith has done, I think, a lot more good stuff in his career than he has done bad. So for the little bit of bad that he's done, I can forgive it because he has brought a lot of people, myself included, a lot of good laughs, some, I think at times, some thought-provoking ideas and and openings for conversations. So for his few minor sins, I'll give him a pass.
I don't know. I heard Yoga Hosers was pretty bad.
Didn't see it, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. I heard Tusk was decent. I was curious about that, but it was just kind of like sounds like it's an acquired taste, but I'd like to see it anyway.
Well, from what I've heard, Tusk is about a person who actually transforms into a walrus or something.
Yeah. They're forced to transform. It's kind of like in the vein of Human Centipede and whatnot.
Oh, I can't. I can never watch that movie.
I watched it once when I was in high school. It was a one and done, and then I thought they made a sequel.
Yeah, they did. Human Centipede Phase 2 or something.
There was 3 too.
There's a third.
They did a third. Why?
The third one took place with Julia Roberts' brother playing in it as a warden in a prison, and he decided to hook all the prisoners up.
What, was her niece unavailable?
Eric Roberts was in the third Human Centipede movie.
Why? Why?
At this point, it's more of a question of why not when it comes to Hollywood approving bad ideas. Or at least bad ideas, not good bad ideas. Like Sharknado.
Hey, leave Sharknado alone.
Hey, I like Sharknado.
No, Deej, he's saying a good bad idea.
But yeah, I've seen all 3 Human Centipede movies. I've only seen them once. I'd never watch them again, but I've had to watch them just so I could say that I did.
So kind of like Chasing Amy.
Yep.
What, you don't like Chasing Amy?
No, I like Chasing Amy okay, but I can only
watch it maybe once a decade.
Yeah, I can only
It's been a while since I watched it. I've seen it for a good few times, though.
I've only watched it maybe 10 times total because I know how it ends, and it gets to a point in that movie where it's just like, I can't do it. I cannot watch Holden torpedo a perfectly, not a perfect relationship, but a good relationship, and torpedo his friendship with Banky.
I think something like that, like how it kind of leaves you on that sort of hits you in the gut feel is why some people, it's not myself speaking, but some people actually consider that to be one of Kevin Smith's best movies, the other being Clerks.
And I would agree. I mean, Chasing Amy is a very heavy movie. It doesn't have a lot of comedy in it, and it deals with relationships in a very interesting way. And that's one of the strengths of it. But at the same time, I've never seen a person actively torpedo a relationship that they are in, not to mention a long-term friendship. Because that's quite literally what he did. That's what Holden did, is he torpedoed his relationship. He's like,
I can actually kind of relate to that, at least in the long-term friendship thing. And I torpedoed a 7-year friendship with someone, and never got back to there again.
Yeah. But you know the as heavy and as hard as Chasing Amy is to watch, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is extremely easy to watch. It's one of those movies you can just pop in your player or pull up on your whatever, and you just sit back and go, I just want to laugh for an hour and a half. And that's what this movie does.
Pretty much.
It's also a good movie for spot the cameo. Oh, Carrie Fisher cameo, drink. Oh, Mark Hamill cameo, drink. Oh, let's cameo, drink.
If there's not a Kevin Smith's tropes drinking game, there should be one, because this movie just has so many Kevin Smith tropes.
Yeah. Well, and two other cameos I forgot to mention: James Van Der Beek and Jason Biggs, aka the Pipe Fucker.
Wait, say that again. I didn't hear all that.
James Van Der Beek and Jason Biggs.
Oh, Dawson.
Dawson's Creek. Yeah, Alicia, you're right. And hey, Alicia, how you doing, sweetheart? Good to see you.
Alicia.
It also has, because it references. No, it doesn't reference Dogma, but it references Clerks. It references Mallrats.
There's one reference to Dogma.
Who?
Like when in the beginning, when Jay talks about more state than time, he says handed down from God herself, and
yeah, you're right.
And actually also in with the nun, you can see on the dash the little Buddy Christ on the dash of the car. That's not an official term, just something we've been kicking around the office. But doesn't that kind of pop, Buddy Christ? No one but George Carlin could play that role.
Well, I actually talked about that this afternoon.
Which I joined because I want to do a review of Dogma, but not just a review, but kind of like a retort of like some points Kevin Smith was trying to get across in terms of like just like within the movie, and like I think Catholicism, even though I'm not Catholic.
Yeah, well, I discussed that some too this afternoon just on my own.
All right, well, maybe I'll do it in the live stream format. I'll have you join me. I don't know when, so just throwing that out there.
Okay, just let me know when.
Okie dokie.
And of course, as Alicia said, George Carlin as the blowjob giving hitchhiker. I don't know what we're supposed to call him.
Yeah, I'm kind of uncomfortable up here because if I accidentally fall over like this, it's going to make me look like George Carlin.
Remember, just follow the rule of the book.
The written book of the road. You follow the book? I live my life by it.
Yeah.
Well, you gave us a lift. I kind of got it. And she's like, what are you doing? You traumatized Carrie Fisher. How dare you?
I don't think it's because he tried going down on her. It's just because Jason Mewes tried going down on her.
And not to mention, he was being kind of perverted to Carrie Fisher. I'm like, dude, it's Carrie Fisher. She's old enough to be your mother, for Pete's sake.
No.
You had to bring mothers into it. That makes it weird, dude.
Hey, there was quite a few mothers back in the day that I defiled.
Stage.
What I find funny is that I was discussing in a autistic group chat on Facebook earlier about the weirdness of people that bring like even verbal mentions of mommy or daddy into bedroom talk, and I said it just screams of issues.
Issues?
Because it does.
Issues?
Oh, come on! If someone says who's your daddy and whatnot, that screams issues.
It does. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, so you're saying issues is putting it mildly?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we're in agreement. I was confused by what you meant.
We're in agreement. Yes.
Indeed.
And of course, Jay being the pervert before they break into the animal laboratory. Alicia, get your butt in here, girl, if you're able to. You don't have to stay down in the chat.
Yeah, come rescue the stream. I tried to be silent. I was going to be silent this entire stream, and he wouldn't
Yeah,
let me.
yeah, he was gonna be our
Very.
silent Bob.
I was going to
You
be
are not
silent.
silent, Bob. You are not silent, Deej. You are Deej.
Can he at least be heroin Bob?
No.
Don't tell me you've never seen SLC Punk.
I've seen SLC.
Okay, good answer.
Or,
Good
wait a
answer.
minute, SLC? I thought you said SNL.
No, SLC Punk.
No, I can't say that I have. Never even heard of it.
It's a movie with Matt Lillard and, well, I can't remember who played the actor who played Heroin Bob. It's a 90s movie kind of about two punks that live in Salt Lake City in the 80s.
Never heard of it. Never
Great
heard
movie, especially if you're a punk fan.
Not particularly, no.
At least I'm not being the Walking Dead Bob.
I said especially. You can enjoy it even if you're not a punk fan.
Yeah, either way.
Walking Dead Bob got chomped by a zombie, and then cannibals started eating him, so he started yelling tainted meat at him. So, see? Yeah.
Yeah, but
Tell
The
me.
Walking Dead's no longer relevant.
I have never actually seen a single episode of The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones.
I haven't watched Game of Thrones, no.
I watched Walking Dead up until season 5 when when people were eating people, and I don't mean zombies. And I was like, yep, I'm out. Click. I haven't gone back. And
That only happened twice.
I don't care.
That and then the woman.
No, I don't care.
Tasha
I
Yar.
I don't care.
She did it too.
I don't care.
It seemed for me, the last time I heard any people talk about The Walking Dead significantly was that cliffhanger ending with Negan and Lucille, and then after that, nothing.
Yeah, because that was the last big highlight of the series. Because after that, it's just been zombies, bad humans, good humans, the crew. Zombies, bad humans, the crew. Move on, move on, move on, move on, move on, move on. Overrun, overrun, overrun. Everybody dies. Everybody's dead. Everybody's undead now.
Part of the reason I was so turned off from The Walking Dead was just because it was so over-advertised and overpraised, like even on AMC in their own advertisements, when they'd be like, critics are raving about The Walking Dead. It's one of the most original shows right now. And if anyone said it was original, I think it was an Image Comics comic book adapted to a TV show.
And it was basically all based on George Romero's work of Night of the Living Dead.
Yep, exactly. And also, there was a lot of lies that the writer, I can't remember his name, that he used in order to get the book off the ground. Yeah, Robert Kirkman, thank you. I knew it was Kirk something. But he apparently told the Image people, he said, oh yeah, it's going to first be like mainly about zombies and whatnot. It's going to shift into this thing with aliens, and he just said the aliens thing so they would, just give it the green light, so that because he thought if it was solely a zombie book, it wouldn't last long term, and then therefore not be greenlit.
Yeah. Well, and talking about absurd things, they were shooting another Scream movie in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and Shannon Doherty was the main girl, and Suzanne, the orangutan, was the killer, and she's like, "Geez, y'all aren't even trying anymore. I'll be in my trailer, Wes." He's like, "Shannon, come back."
She go to her trailer. She's like, "Cut! Really, a monkey, Wes? You guys aren't even trying anymore." And he just speaks like a sold-out Hollywood director. The market research says that people really love monkeys.
Like, monkeys, we love this monkey. Do something.
See?
And of course, that's the part where they bumble into Jason Biggs and James Vanderbeek's dressing room.
Imagine them in the Bluntman and Chronic costumes.
It's Dawson and the Pie Fucker.
I'm haunted by it. Seriously though, how can monkeys be super big? You can only think of two.
You put your dick in a pie.
This thing haunts me. It's not like, hey, I really liked you in Loser, or hey, you were really good in Freaks and Weirdos, or whatever it was. You stick your dick in pastry, you're gonna be remembered for it. Well, we'll just tell your mom we ate it all.
Yeah, put it
Yeah.
back together.
And then him and
Who puts their
Vanderbeek,
schlong in baked goods?
somebody who's desperate for tang.
When they listen to their friends, they jokingly say, warm apple pie. And he says, fresh or store-bought?
No,
That's a sign that you said, we're kidding, dude.
no, he said McDonald's are homemade.
I haven't watched American Pie in a long time.
I just happen to remember that one. I remember that quote.
You got to admit, though, the McDonald apple pies are just about the right size.
I haven't had a McDonald's apple pie since after McDonald's was no longer fit for consumption. Okay, let me rephrase that.
Hey, you were hidden
2006? I don't know.
shame. And shout out to the chat, Mr. Jack Beers back again this evening. Was in the chat this afternoon. Jack and Alicia, the two lovebirds. Good to see you both.
Uh-oh. Your birthday stream's going to finally kill the bottle.
Well,
Sneaky Booshies.
I feel no remorse for you whatsoever because I have a whole bottle of scotch in the kitchen. I just have to go pour me a glass. Or another glass, I should say.
You said it's a 12-year scotch, right?
12-year Glenlivet. Yep.
You ever try a 15-year Macallan?
Can't say I have.
Give it a whirl. It's the best scotch I've ever had.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Really,
Yeah.
I will.
And probably maybe like a best alternate scotch would be Yamato Japanese whiskey. It says whiskey, but it's as smooth as scotch. It's a little pricey, like I think $60-$70 for like a standard bottle, but it is worth it, man. If you can get it in a local liquor store.
I'll have to keep that in mind. Really, I will. I'll have to keep that in mind.
All right, cool.
Oh man, this movie kills me in all the good way. But of course, we do have an appearance by God herself after the credits, and she closes the book. But as Kevin Smith said, there's still a little bit left of the book past the bookmark.
Which makes me wonder if that was a homage to Lord of the Rings unintentionally.
Well, Lord of the Rings hadn't come out yet.
I know, but I'm just talking out of my rear end because Frodo says at the end of Return of the King, there's a little bit more left, Sam, for Sam to ride in.
There's room for a little bit more, Sam.
Yeah.
If you're going to
I
correctly.
Yeah, well, it's been a minute. It's been a minute, and I've been drinking, and I just say that just because on the off chance Kevin Smith is watching the stream, I know he did that one little college Q&A, and he kind of roasts the reaction to Lord of the Rings, even though he respects Peter Jackson as a filmmaker. I mean, we've seen Clerks too. We get an idea of his opinion of Lord of the Rings.
We will be discussing Clerks 2 tomorrow afternoon, 2:30.
What time? 2:30?
2:30.
I might be late joining the stream, but I will try to join.
That's fine.
Oh no, Clerks 2 is the one you can't miss.
Yeah, I will say that was a nice return to form because I think that was Smith. He realized after Jersey Girl that that I might have gone too out of my comfort zone than people expected, and so Clerks 2 is a bit of both worlds, like trying to be a little bit more mature with it's not coming of age, it's post coming of age. The realization I'm older. Am I being too loud?
No. Jack Beers has the perfect comment in the chat.
Oh,
Well,
I saw you doing this. I meant turn it down.
God,
Donkey show.
Jack, if you and Alicia don't come on either tonight or tomorrow afternoon, I will be offended. I put the link in the chat for people to join. Jack, get your ass in here.
Just come on. We're not telling you to take a Viagra before you do. Why did I say that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea why you said
Now I'm really uncomfortable with him below me since he's talking about Viagra.
Yeah. Below you?
There, you happy now, Deej? He's above you.
Oh no, I got to get a hat or something.
Yeah, I don't think he wants me above him either.
Oh, good. Jack's coming on. Yes. Yay.
Jack's coming! Yeah! That came out wrong. This is me reminding myself why I cut back on drinking.
Now, see, this is a normal thing that would happen on my stream. This ain't a normal thing for the ambassador stream. So
It can
I've
be.
been
It
trying.
has been in the past. You shut up, Deej.
Only
Let's
use,
present my
only when
content.
I show up. Only when I show up, it gets this bad, though.
No, it doesn't. It's been this bad without you before.
It has. I can remember some streams that are like this.
Yeah, and Deej hasn't been here. So you want to retract your previous statement?
I find that inconceivable.
Well,
You
guess
keep using the
what?
thread. I do not
Oh,
think
wait.
what you think it means.
Never mind. That's Princess Bride. Skip that.
No, don't skip that. Princess Bride is a good movie.
Well, I know it is.
It's a great
but
movie.
We're talking about Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back.
Yeah, let's get back to topic.
And how you think that monkeys are cool, and I can only remember 2 monkeys throughout time that were good in a movie, and that was Clyde and Bear.
Suzanne was good in this. You shut your ugly face.
Right turn, Clyde.
Clyde was better,
Suzanne was just as good.
and so was Bear.
And so was
And-
Suzanne.
I'm going to speak
What is
as a
your hate
90s
against
child
Suzanne?
who's
the
forgiving
matter?
of bad family movies, and Dunstan as well.
What's the matter, Deej? Did Suzanne turn you down when you asked her out to prom?
No.
Did Suzanne slug you when you tried to make out with her in
No.
the back of your car?
No, all she wanted to do was monkey around.
Yeah, with anybody but you.
That's
She's
why
like,
she ran
let
off
me
with
out of
you.
here. Let me out of here.
That's why she took off with you.
Oh, you know what's actually funny? I just remembered offhand. You know the scene where Jay goes on a tangent thinking that Suzanne is a smart super monkey and that she will overthrow the earth and make it a planet of apes.
Yeah. I am
That was
to be here today.
That was actually apparently taken from a comic that Kevin Smith wrote called Chasing Dogland. It's kind of an in-between movie and
Yeah.
similar scene. And I actually have a trade paperback collection of that. And did you hear that story he gave at a campus of apparently how when he heard Tim Burton was making a Planet of the Apes remake, how there's a scene of them with, an Abraham Lincoln memorial, but with an ape head instead of Abe. And that was actually something that he had in his comic. And he jokingly said to someone like, "Oh, I'm going to press charges, tee-hee," in a joke. And then Tim Burton took that seriously. And Tim said, "I've never read a comic, especially anything written by Kevin Smith." I think you've never read a comic, Tim? This cover of this revised edition of The Killing Joke says otherwise.
And
But Kevin Smith says that explains Batman.
Ace, zip it for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Thank you. And making his grand first appearance here on the Ambassadorial Wing, the lovely, the talented, the fiancé to Miss Alicia Victoria Parker. You know him, you love him, Mr. Jack Bierce.
Oh wow, what an introduction. Thank you very much.
Jack Beer is my man. I don't know you, but you've got the word beer in your name, so we're friends automatically.
I happen to be drinking a beer too, so.
Yay!
Well, I'm going to have to go get a refill. But I drink to make other people more interesting,
Mm-hmm.
like Deej. So, Jack, your thoughts on Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back? The floor is yours, because we've had the floor long enough, so the floor is yours.
Well, it was the second movie I had seen of them. When I saw Dogma, I was impressed, and then I looked him up a little more, Kevin Smith, and I realized, oh my God, he's got these other movies, and he's got this movie coming out in a few months with just Jay and Bob. It's like, hell yeah. And I really love what they did with it. It was I didn't expect all the cameos from Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher and George Carlin. It felt like it felt like a big budget movie, even though it really wasn't. If you know how much it cost.
Yeah, because the cameos is where the budget went.
Right. And so I thought that was interesting, and that I was always into Jay, but like it was really cool to like see him go on a freaking journey this time, like his own adventure, because you had seen him. I saw him in Dogma, and they played a big role, and then I this is like where they were the stars, and of course afterwards I saw like Clerks and Chasing Amy and Mallrats afterwards. And I was like, oh wow, they didn't really have a big role before. Like, their role back then was just like, they were just background characters basically, which was kind of trippy. I love the whole continuation of the whole Blunt Man and Chronic
Storyline.
storyline from Chasing Amy. Suddenly they're gonna make a movie, and like in their infinite wisdom, quote unquote, they think that they're gonna be able to stop the movie. And so they travel all that way, and they make it to their first movie set. I one of the other things I loved about it is Jay's little raps. I'm not going to repeat them here, but I love.
Yeah, because Ambassador already did.
Okay, yeah,
yeah, those you got in here,
and he did it with class.
Did he? Good. I do have a script. I do have like I think it's like his second draft of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and none of that. They stayed in New Jersey in that original draft, and but at the end of that, but at the end of that movie, they actually end it with Jay back in front of the store doing his little raps, and he has like an extended version of that rap that he does. I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and you mentioned all of Jay's raps. Here's a fun little fact: when Jay and Silent Bob are at Brody's stash or secret stash, which would later become Jay and Silent Bob's secret stash.
I'd like to check that store out.
They already had that store going, so they just took like the Jay and Bob and just changed it to Brody.
Yeah. That whole thing where, and now we cut to the music. Matt, 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 Mia. They improvised that whole thing that was in the script, but Jason Lee, just being Jason Lee, he just brought it.
So there's a story behind that, and the story was just in the background. Like, between scenes or whatever, Jason, we would just be like, he would just make these little weird noises, like that type of stuff. And then what happened was Jay started joining in with his little meh, meh, meh. Like every little meh is like supposed to be like a guitar riff or something like that. So that's why he always does that when he does, when they do it. Yeah, I just thought that was cool. They actually talk about it in and when they filmed Clerks 2, they talk about like the story. There's a video about that from behind the scenes where they talk about it.
Yeah. The one thing you can say about the Kevin Smith films, everybody seemed to have a good time, and I think honestly everybody did have a good time, because he seems like the type of director, while he is very professional and he can be very serious, he seems like the kind who would want everybody to feel comfortable, everybody to be at ease.
he's making movies with his friends. Like what? I mean,
Mhm.
that's like a dream. Not just making movies.
Mhm.
Like I mean, it's cool enough to make movies. Even if you're in the corporate level and you gotta like follow studio rules and union laws and all that
Mhm.
stuff. But just the idea of making it on the level that he is with just his buddies, and he's able to go back to New Jersey. He's able to film in Los Angeles and I mean, bring back you know people from past movies.
Yeah.
And he made his own little unit before there was a Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Mhm. He made the View-Askew-verse.
He made the View-Askew Universe. Now he does admit that he did take the View-Askew Universe idea from Marvel as a comic, as the comics.
Yeah.
But it's really cool that I mean, my kids, like, they love these movies, and it was the moment my oldest one, like, called me up, was like, I just realized all these movies are connected. I was like, congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, like as much as I love the View-Askew universe and used to love the MCU, the first cinematic universe can go all the way back to the Universal monster movies of the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
You make a good point. There were crossover. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That is true.
Correct.
Now,
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
no, Ace, you're not wrong. The first cinematic
That's a very
universe
good
was the MonsterVerse, the Universal MonsterVerse. So you're not wrong. And yes, I will say I love the Universal Monster movies. I actually reviewed them back last year. I'm actually going to be reviewing. I'm going to be doing a comparison from one of my review series, and it's going to be about which is better, the original 1930s Dracula with Bela Lugosi, or Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman and Anthony Hopkins, directed by Francis Ford Coppola.
God, they're
Hit me up on when you do that. I might want to join you on that if it's a live stream.
That's going to be in October. It will be a live stream. That's going to be one of my Halloween reviews I'm going to do. So
I don't know, man. I'll stick with George Hamilton. Love it for spite.
Yeah. Hey, you know who I think is a Dracula doesn't get talked enough about? Christopher Lee. Whether it be the Hammer or the Italian Count Dracula, fantastic Dracula.
yes, I will agree with you.
And I just want to say, like, Kevin Smith, I respect him as a director because to think about like what he had to do just to make the first Clerks movie. I mean, he had to apparently he had to sell his prized comic collection, like something very near and dear to his heart. He had to max out, I think, 4, maybe 5 credit cards and work at his day job and shoot the movie at night when it was closed. And that was the explanation for why the shutters were closed the whole time. That way he could, have, day scenes, but they're shot at night, and people wouldn't notice the continuity mistakes because the shutter was closed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he also he was able to get money from FEMA because there was a hurricane that went through New Jersey, and
really
it totaled his car, and he was able to get FEMA money from that.
Wow,
that's
I didn't know that.
Me either. Yeah. Has anyone here ever met any of the alumni of the View-Askew Universe, Clerks, Mallrats, or anything?
I wish I could say yes, but no.
I met Brian O'Halloran at a con back in like 2015 or 16.
Jackass 2, Ace.
I haven't met Brian O'Halloran. I saw him. I actually saw him at Comic-Con. I wasn't able to meet him. But I did see Brian O'Halloran and Jeff Anderson. But I have.
You saw Jeff Anderson?
I did see them at the movies pop-up that they had at Comic-Con, but I wasn't able to meet them. I wasn't close enough to. Yeah.
I heard that Jeff is kind of hard to like even meet him at cons because he's like a professional in like some sort of like trade, I think remodeling or something, and
he's
like
not
he
even
kind
an
of
yeah, like he doesn't make his living acting.
Oh yeah, I get that, but apparently he just doesn't really care for like the attention he gets because of his association. So it's difficult to even find him on a con list because I'd like him to sign my Clerks DVD because Brian O'Halloran, he signed mine that I bought from him. He signed it. I'm 37.
He did not.
Nice.
He did. I will whip it out. The DVD. I will whip it out to show you he
I
signed
believe
it
you.
and put
I
I-37.
believe you. I believe you.
Now, when it comes to Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith, I've met them multiple times.
I missed my window. I think it was because of COVID. They were supposed to come through, but COVID happened and it was canceled or something like that.
Right. Yeah, that shit. That sucks.
Oh well, another day.
I can only say I've talked to Jason Mewes because of COVID. Because he sat at home playing Fortnite all the time and would talk to us while he streamed.
Nice.
Very nice.
Well, let me ask you, Jack, since you've met Kevin and Jason, from your interactions, are they? What are they
They're
like?
approachable. They're very approachable. You could just walk up to them and be like, "Hey," and they'd be like, "Hey," and they would receive you.
Even you said, "Hey, lunchbox."
I mean, back in the day when he was more larger, you could probably do that, but now it's like it doesn't. Yeah, you got to come snack pack now. So
Snack pack. That's right.
Yeah,
forgot about snack pack.
Unfortunately, he had his heart attack, so he did have to lose weight and everything. So
I thought that was partly because he was a smoker, because apparently he became a smoker after the first Clerks because he had to smoke for the character, and then that he got into it because of that.
Right. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
and he was never really a drink. He would drink here and there, but he was never a big drinker. And then so it wasn't until Seth Rogen got him into pot where he really started to.
Seth Rogen.
Rogen! And then after that, you see the shift from things like Clerks to yoga hosers.
Yeah.
Well, I can say this. The nicest thing I can say about Yoga Hosers and Jersey Girl is, from what I hear, like I said, never seen either of those. I just know the reputation. Their reputation seems to be much more liked than Smith's attempts at Master of the Universe.
Oh, my God. So I will say that I like Jersey Girl a lot more than I like his Masters of the Universe. It's okay.
I guess I'm in the minority here because honestly, I really enjoyed Masters of the Universe, both parts.
That's fine.
Wait, Smith's version?
Yes.
Never watch a Professor Geek stream or like be on a stream if he talks about Master of the Universe. Never mention that you like Kevin Smith's version. He will probably block you for that. Okay, I respect Professor Geek, by the way. I know he probably hates my guts for DMing him.
I have watched some of Professor Geek's streams, and he is very insightful. I do like his content.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I think I annoyed the piss out of him, and he just ignores me on social media, but wisely so.
Way to go, Ace.
I mean, it's my personality.
Smooth move, Lex. Oh.
I'm being loud again.
Yes, you are, so ease it back a little. That's what she said.
Ooh, Straba.
Hey, can you switch me and Jack, please?
No.
That last ooh yeah thing out of him, I think he's got the Viagra going. I don't want to get hit.
No. I'm going to leave you right where you're at, Deej. Here, I can't do I'll do this for you, Deej.
That works right there. Wait a minute. Now Jack's got this smile on his face like he's going to do something.
What you going to do?
Deej, Jack has a fiance, so he doesn't
really that, but
you're not really his type. Of course, you're really nobody's type because, well...
I think it's the lighting.
That red light district going on up there.
Only you.
That's a great Venom song.
I got some Halloween decorations going on, so out here in the porch.
What do you mean? I'm the only one that knows it. You just knew the reference, so you know it too.
I'm getting ready for Festivus.
Festivus isn't until December.
I didn't say it was too early to start. Do you know Festivus?
Yes, I know of Festivus. I did watch Seinfeld.
What is this Seinfeld? It's a Scumdog holiday.
No, it's a Seinfeld.
You don't know the tradition. You don't know the traditions of planet Spurg.
Well, neither do you.
No,
I'm from the planet Spurg. I know the traditions.
No, you're not. You're from the planet Earth.
No,
I'm from the
shoot
planet
you.
Spurg.
Alicia,
It was renamed. It was
I don't-
renamed Planet Spectrum.
I don't blame him for being in denial. Earth kind of sucks.
No, the United.
Well, yeah. I mean, Gwar said it best with their album titled "This Toilet Earth."
Mhm.
Alicia, get on here, young lady. I'll put you here next to your fiance. I'll go down the bottom row with the two deviants.
Tell me there's some
Actually,
other Gwar fans in the chat, please.
If she comes up, she'll be on the top row anyway. So it'll be you three at the top.
Well, Deej, from what I've heard, you like being on the bottom.
Whoa.
That's it. I'm out of here.
Oh, come on, Deej. Take a joke.
I've been taking them all night long.
No, you haven't, so stop it. Quit acting like you're being abused. You're not being abused.
Yes, no one's asking you to tell you where he touched you with the doll.
I'm going to let somebody else take over.
I can have up to 10 people. I have the pro level, you butthead.
Oh, there we go.
And
You have 10 people on a stream? I didn't even know that. Most I've ever seen is 5 or 6.
well, that's because I'm kind of not very popular with some people because, well, I have an opinion and they don't like my opinions because, well, I think some of the people they hang out with are violent buttheads and who are just hateful, bitter, angry man-children who have not felt the touch of a woman since the bicentennial or when they were last examined by their school nurse in elementary school. And that being said, give a very warm welcome to the awesome, to the gracious, to the ignorantly kind Miss AVP, Alicia Victoria
Yay.
Parker, aka Jack's Boo Boo.
Hi, everybody. I'm doing great.
Nope.
Glad to hear it.
Get that Momo out of here. Jeez.
That's attractive, Deej. Let's go on a date sometime.
No, that's it. When you're going to get Suzanne to notice him again.
No, Ace, Suzanne could do better than Deej.
I'd say she could go on a date with him. Disco Stew was talking to you.
So, Alicia, you've been in the chat for a little bit. Your thoughts on Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back? What do you love about it? Do you hate it? Is it somewhere in between? What's the deal, my dear?
I like it. I like it a lot. It's crazy but fun. I mean, it's a good, lighthearted movie. I mean, it's got a lot of cameos in it. Yes, it's definitely got a lot of humor. I mean, it's got a lot of definitely early 2000s references, like with the message boards, because people don't use them like they used to, but at the time, they were pretty big.
I wouldn't say it's a reference so much as just something that might make it slightly dated, but it's not overtly in your face.
True.
It's just like one and done scene.
Yeah, kind of like moviepoopshoot.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
What the F is the internet?
the internet is too.
Communications tool that people use as a means of sharing pornography and other and bitch about movies.
Tired, sad, pathetic little trolls who trade scripts and trade tidbits that they consider inside info and talk about actors and actresses and directors that they claim to hate but yet can't stop talking about. You know, like Zack Snyder.
But I will say, Affleck
Or
was
is
a
that-
bomb in Phantoms. What, bitch? Phantom like a mother effer?
And of course, Goodwill Hunting 2, hunting season.
There we go. Yeah.
Applesauce,
I like
bitch.
that. That was clever.
Applesauce,
Yes.
bitch. you stop paying the books, and now you're not the angry young youth that once were aching to be heard.
I like the
Just
onesie, Deej.
That's his Ralphie costume from
Right,
A
right.
Christmas Story.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a twisted sick bunny.
Oh,
Man,
oh,
I'm not dissing onesies. Onesies are comfy.
oh, these are the actual ones.
Like going commando.
Sweet.
I would know. I've done that.
Look what you walked into, Alicia.
Oh, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Trust me. When Jack introduced me to the Jay and Silent Bob movies, I knew my world was never going to be the same.
See, there's a little story behind it. I was like, when we first started dating, I was like, hey, like, if we're gonna do this, you're gonna have to like watch these with me, and I hope you like them. You don't, you don't have to, but I hope you do. Like, like I'm just throwing the dice out there.
And I do.
But I'm glad she does. I'm glad she does. I'm glad she came aboard, and we started with Dogma the way I started. I started with Dogma, so I showed her Dogma, and then from there I showed her like everything else in order. Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Skip Dogma, we already saw it. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Clerks 2, Jay and Bob Reboot, and well, then I also made sure that she was able to see Clerks 2.
You want my advice, Jack?
Yes.
Hold on to her. Never let go, Jack. Never let go.
Oh, no. I ain't
that was an early joke we said early on, Ace. Trust me. It's ironic because Rose is my birth month flower.
Until I die, and she's like, let go.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. I'd send Bones after you say, Bones, catch him.
Tonight only, performing Jake and Elwood Blues, the Blues Brothers Band.
Nice.
They're on a mission from God.
Yep.
We're on a mission from God.
Yep. See, I get all these references.
That's something else we gotta rewatch.
Yep. Another thing to add to our date night movies. Yep.
Gotta watch both 1 and 2.
No.
Yes.
Do not listen to Deech. No.
Oh, we won't.
No.
Don't worry. We already know which.
There is no 2. There's a 2000, but it's not connected.
No, it's
that
not.
It
doesn't even exist. No. Ace.
No, that's like that female Ghostbusters. No.
Good answer.
Bullshit.
That movie doesn't.
2000 is way better than Ghostbusters 2016.
No,
that's not saying much.
Afterlife is the best one.
That's like saying diarrhea is better than vomiting.
She's the lesser of two evils.
Well, it is because at least you don't have the aftertaste.
That's a good point.
No. There is no Ghostbusters 2016. There's only Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2, Ghostbusters the video game, and Ghostbusters Afterlife. There is no Blues Brothers 2000. There's only Blues Brothers. That is it. There is no episode 6, 7, or no. Yeah.
7, 8, 9. No, none of those exist.
No.
Yeah, don't be dissing Return of the Jedi, man. I will come down on you.
But we will allow Rogue One. We will allow Rogue One.
We will allow Rogue One.
Rogue One's passable, flaws and all.
But the others, no.
Yeah, and I will say, actually, Blues Brothers 2000 does have a good soundtrack. That's about it.
Yes, that's the only good thing.
That's it.
Granted, the first one is better.
True.
It has a good soundtrack, and it does have more cop cars destroyed.
No.
Yeah. I counted them.
That's incidental.
They filmed a lot of that in Universal Studios Hollywood.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Still not as great as when they used an old shutdown mall to destroy for the first movie.
Yes.
Yes, I agree with her.
Pardon me, do you have a Miss Piggy?
I know.
We will never get back on track. It's impossible.
Oh yeah, we should
Ace,
get back on.
Well, okay, let's be honest here. What's left to talk about Jay and Silent Bob Strike
Good
Back?
point.
Honestly.
Oh, I know. The cat fight.
Ooh.
Between Elisha Dushku and Shannon Elizabeth, aka Faith and Nadia.
And as Jay said it best, hopefully one will tear the other's shirt off. We can see some titties flopping around.
Well, technically speaking, both of them have already had topless scenes in movies.
True.
I know about Shannon, but really, Elizabeth had a topless.
Eliza
Oh.
Dushku. I think so.
I'm getting my names mixed up.
Yeah, Eliza Dushku, I think, did have maybe. I'm not sure, but I think she did have a topless scene in the movie.
Closest thing I can think to a scene that I ever saw was in The New Guy.
Never seen it. Not interested. Don't care.
Fair enough. I'm not knocking.
There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that happened with Jay and Bob too, including like how it got made in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why he wrote it in the first place was he was very worried about Jason's health because of his,
drug use.
If you go back to the movie before Dogma, he was so like drugged up that he started falling asleep in between scenes and stuff where he's supposed to be speaking, and that was that worried Kevin, and he gave him an incentive. He's like, hey, if you stay clean, sober, I will make you a movie. You will be the headline. You will make the money. I will do that for you. And to Jason's credit, he stayed as sober as he can. They did allow him to drink alcohol. So I guess like when you see him, he's like a little puffy in the face because he's been, when he's not filming, he's drinking. So, but yeah, at the end of the filming, the very last thing, he went right back into his normal habit. And by a couple weeks later, they were supposed to film the Because I Got High music video with that I can't remember the name of the rapper.
More stayed in the time. Oh.
No,
not rap. Sorry, I was thinking the band, not the rapper. Sorry,
I think the guy's name was like Reefer Man or something.
Something like that. Yeah,
I don't remember right now. Afro Man, thank you.
Afro Man, okay.
Oh.
And when he came back, like Jay was bony because he had gone back into his ways immediately, and I mean he would be into that for a while until eventually he does, get himself out of it. And at this point now he's been over 10 years clean. So
that's great.
Yeah,
that is great.
I think he had the bad drug problem like even before they were making Chasing Amy, because that scene in the diner where Jay and Silent Bob come in, he's like pouring the sugar into the spoon as Bob is monologuing. It's because that was sort of like some little tick he had of his heroin addiction at the time.
Right. Yeah. And there's if you really want to know like the story behind all of that, like his Jay's drug addiction and Kevin's attempts, multiple attempts at trying to help him save his life until it actually sticks. My best suggestion is to listen to maybe the first, I think it's 7 episodes of Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, their podcast, where they that podcast was actually made as an intervention podcast to help him like clear out all his little demons and then make sure everyone knows that, hey, he needs to stay sober. So everybody, not just like his friends, but now his fans are keeping him accountable.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'll definitely check that out. So thank you for bringing that up, Jack.
Yeah.
Truly. Well, and I will say this.
Noted.
Kevin Smith seems like a person who is a very loyal and a very committed friend, and that's something I can respect because I've had I've had lots of people come and go in my life, and I've only had like a handful, and that's even people I'm talking about from like my high school and going all the way back to my elementary school days who have really stuck with me and stuck by me. And to see the commitment that Kevin Smith has to Jason Mewes and the other people in his life, his little daughter Harley and his wife, obviously. At least I'm assuming they're still married.
Yes.
They are. They're very
Okay, good. I am glad. I am truly happy to hear that. For Kevin to go to those lengths to help Jason get clean, I applaud him for it. You put aside the issues that you have with some of the stuff that he's made throughout his career. Kevin Smith is a decent guy, and I talk about this in my. And I talk about this. Yeah, and I talk about this in my director spotlight that I did about him last year. And I think sometimes I'm not saying that we can't critique a piece of work, but I think sometimes we get, and this kind of goes into the conversation that Jay and Bob have with Holden when Holden is explained the internet to him. I think sometimes we really get too emotionally invested. Not that that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when we're trying to honestly critique a piece of work, and I'm guilty of this myself. I mean, I'll admit it. But when you've watched a group of characters grow and evolve over a series of movies, you almost feel a kinship with them. And when you've watched a particular creative or a director or writer like Kevin Smith come up from nothing, literally as an indie darling, and he's done various movies throughout his career, and then you saw so much absolutely, and I will say it, over the top vitriolic bullshit hate about Master of the Universe Revelation. And
So,
I have to.
Yeah, I agree. As much as I don't like the show, I do believe that the vitriol was overkill. Like, there was people saying, like, oh, it's too bad the heart attack didn't kill. It's like, fuck you.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's over the top. That wishing death upon him. That's way too far.
Yes.
It is.
Sorry for cursing.
No, Jack, I've been cursing throughout this entire stream, so you're good, bud.
Okay.
I normally don't, but in the context of the film, I did.
Earlier today, when I made the comment about the Dogma's dog shit thing, and you said dog crap, I thought, okay, like he doesn't.
No, you're fine.
I was just okay.
Yeah, no, you were fine. You were completely fine, Jack.
Okay.
No, you're fine. My one rule, and Alicia may have told you this rule. If she hasn't, I'll tell you now. My only rule about swearing, anything's on the board except for blaspheming, and that's my one rule.
Okay.
Don't drop the GD. Don't blaspheme Christ's name. Other than that, you're fine. I am pretty much.
I'll just keep that.
I am a free speech platform. And I think that's my one rule, because I know there are people that are in my audience who are Christian. I am a Christian myself, and I will. If you have a particular thing that you don't want me to say, I will abide by it. I just ask you to do the same courtesy for me.
Cool.
But yeah, I hope that whatever Kevin Smith does in his future with however much longer he decides to keep doing stuff, I hope it's successful. I hope people enjoy it. I mean, and that's why he does what he does. He does it not to piss people off or to troll them. Like, well, let's be candid here. Ryan Johnson, who is just one
right.
I'm sorry. I do not give a rat's freaking ass about Knives Out 2, The Glass Onion. Screw you and screw your Knives Out.
I will never see another Ryan Johnson movie as long as I live, even if it doesn't have the Star Wars brand on it.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
And there are like people saying, oh, they're going to bring him in to direct episodes of Mandalorian Season 3. I'm like, hell they will.
That's funny. Yeah.
If anything, that gives me more reason not to watch The Mandalorian any further.
Yeah, I'm to be honest, like, I feel like the end of season 2 of Mandalorian was so perfect. I decided to just not watch anymore.
Exactly.
They put out. Yeah.
Myself,
because I'm afraid of them ruining that somehow.
Yeah.
Understandable. I just didn't like Boba Fett, and I said, okay, I have no reason to keep Disney Plus, so bye.
Right.
fair enough. Myself, me, and the missus, that's the only streaming service we have right now because, well, we're having to watch our budget. That's it. I mean, I did have HBO Max for a while and everything, but after a while, I was like, I really don't need this. I don't watch anything on here, so why should I keep it? And I'm kind of glad now that I did. I mean, except for maybe House of the Dragon.
I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about that.
I have too. I've heard a lot of good stuff about House of the Dragon, but honestly, the stuff that I watch more often, and no, I'll say this. If you checked out the MCU after Endgame, okay, cool. That's your prerogative. I'm not going to give you an iota of grief about it. Myself, I'm still in it. And I still enjoy it. I have enjoyed the Disney Plus series that they have come out. Me and the missus both have. I have enjoyed the movies. The only one we have not seen was Thor: Love and Thunder. I've heard mixed things about it. I've heard some people say it was okay. I've heard some people say it was god-awful.
I just watched it the other night.
Mm-hmm. Deej? What'd you think?
It's kind of hard because there was a few moments here and there that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was other moments that's just like, why the hell am I watching this thing?
Yeah.
I can understand
I
that.
agree with Deej.
I can understand that. I'm going to check it out. Me and the missus, we're going to watch it. I think at some point we're going to do a review of it. I mean, it's a couple months past carrying, but we still want to review it.
I rank Iron Man 3 over it.
That's telling.
Fair enough.
Iron Man 3 was more enjoyable. I will say that much.
I will say I think Iron Man gets a lot of undue hate, and I'm not sure exactly why, because I think it's a good follow-up to the first Avengers film. Because who had the biggest emotional change in the first Avengers movie?
I mean,
Tony Stark.
He went through a life-changing. He was going to sacrifice himself, and he just ended up surviving because the Hulk saved him.
Yep.
Yeah, and honestly, go ahead.
Me?
Alicia?
No, I just said yeah. That's all. That's all.
Okay. All right.
I was going to say, well, it wasn't so much that the Hulk saved him, it's just that he went back through the wormhole and he didn't necessarily think he was going to.
Yeah.
True.
And yeah, but I don't understand why there is so much dislike of Iron Man 3. It's honestly of the three.
Okay, but of the three, it was the worst.
I think people.
I think Anomaly Inc. did a video deconstructing Iron Man 3. I didn't watch his full review, and personally, I didn't watch Iron Man 3 more than once, so I couldn't say whether or not his review is accurate or not.
I've watched it a few times. The movie itself, I've heard of Anomaly Inc. I've just never watched too much of his stuff because honestly,
I respect him because he's a prequel defender.
And that's fair, but he just seems a little too fandom menace-esque, so that's why I kind of steer clear of him.
He doesn't strike me as cringe as the Fandom Menace because, for example, the Fandom Menace would say, okay, Disney's going in the right direction now with The Mandalorian. There's a civil war. Fandom Menace will perpetuate that lie because there's no civil war at Lucasfilm, and not only it keeps that aspect out, he just kind of goes based on the material. Will he get partly political and say it seems there's an agenda? He might say that, but he won't necessarily say, "Oh, civil war at Lucasfilm," that sort of crap.
Yeah, no,
Fandom Menace has said that type of crap. Which is a bunch of bull.
A certain moron with a helmet on his head has said that in the past, and who gives a crap what that moron has to say?
Let me guess, he talks something like this.
Yes, he does, and I personally, if I ever saw him in public, I would quite literally thunder punch him in the throat.
I remember I saw one of his live streams, and he forgot to turn on his voice changer thing, so you heard his real voice. It's like, now we can get closer to who the real schmuck is.
Yeah, and he sounds like a complete and total putz.
So many YouTube personalities do nerdsick.
Yeah, nerdrotic. Yeah, I know.
No, nerd sync. They used to be called comic misconceptions.
Never heard of them, but that doesn't mean anything.
They're not that great. They're one of those, oh, the MCU is popular, let's ride the coattails of it and do comic related stuff. It just screams at people that are, comment on comic based stuff because it's popular.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's probably a gatekeeper type of thing to say, but that's what it strikes me as.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, when Kevin Smith wrote this movie, he was somewhat prophetic. It's almost like he looked in crystal ball and went, what are people going to use the internet for? Oh, yeah, porn and to bitch about movies.
He was right about that.
Yeah, he was. He really, really was.
Yep.
He really was. Oh my God, what a prophet, right?
People don't say porn nowadays. They say OnlyFans. It's just a horse of a different color.
Hey, there's still porn channels.
We don't want to know what you do in your private time, Deej.
TMI, Lordy.
But just DM us what you do in your private time so we can look it up ourselves for confirmation purposes.
I don't want to know what kind of cringy, depraved stuff Deej watches in his private time while he's sitting in his Momo mask and his pink bunny onesie.
In my private
he watches the real life. He watches the real life Kinky Kelly and the Sexy Stud.
No, I watched the Ambassador.
Oh
no! Oh, he probably did that donkey show too.
Oh dear.
It got too quiet after that.
I know, we gotta save that for Clerks too.
It's okay, Jack. Well, speaking of Clerks 2, I want to let everybody know I have moved the time up for that one to 2:30 Central Time tomorrow afternoon. So be sure to tune in for our review of Clerks 2.
This will be the one stream that he does not allow me on because of the donkey show.
No, I'll let you on, Deej. I'll let you on.
I may or may not be wearing the donkey head tomorrow, so...
Please don't.
And he may or may not answer the question whether or not a chick with a mouthful of horse bung spits or swallows.
You never go ass to mouth.
Just avoid the 37.
As long as Deej does not condone ass to mouth, we're good.
I thought it was forgivable to occasionally go ass to mouth.
No.
In the heat of the moment, according to Becky.
No.
That's right, in the heat of the moment. Never been in the heat of the moment, so I've never had reason to.
Hell no.
I'm sure Deej has probably gone ass to mouth more than once in his life.
No, I never have, but I did on Red Wings once.
Yeah, sure, Deej. Sure. Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm-hmm. So, well, with that being said, any final thoughts from you, my lovely, delightful panel, before we wrap up?
Wrapping up is a good idea, just in case you don't want a kid, folks, so take that advice.
Or a venereal disease.
Wrap it up, my friend.
Wrap it up.
Wrap that rascal up, even with shrink wrap.
Just don't piss off Jay, or he'll come hunting for you.
Oh my God!
Don't get beaten up by the Easter Bunny, otherwise he'll get and be that Easter Bunny.
No, he'll be the candy man then.
All right, folks, we're all going to get out of here. I think I'm going to have another drink.
Me too.
Y'all have a good night. Thanks to my wonderful panel, Mr. Jack Beers, Miss AVP Elisa Victoria Parker, Ace Mowick, and of course, you know him, you love him, he's weird, Mr. DJ Odyssey. Y'all have a good night.
Peace,
we'll see you
y'all.
tomorrow. And until next time, these are the ambassadors saying 37!
37!